No, hello everyone. My name is Jasha Lyons Echohawk, and I'm the Census Community Builder with Oklahoma Policy Institute and Together Oklahoma. You're joining us tonight for our online census party. We are having another live event to encourage census participation in our great state of Oklahoma. So thank you for joining in, tuning in. If you've been with us throughout this whole series, thank you. This is the last one for this month of May, and we have some exciting events going forward into the month of June. But for now, I just want to make an acknowledgement for the time that we're kind of in, that we're all in and experiencing with the viral pandemic, the COVID-19 crisis. Shout out and a lot of gratitude to our first responders, our frontline workers, our essential workers. Those include doctors, nurses, the hospital staff, delivery truck drivers, the U.S. Postal Service, our grocery workers. Some of us have been able to shelter in place, and some of us continue to do so, which is why we are still holding these virtual events, and others have not. And so we at Oklahoma Policy Institute continually watch, the disparity in or the gaps that continue to occur and are made even starker amidst this pandemic. So we'll continue to advocate with the collective voices of Oklahoma. With that, I want to go ahead and introduce our special guest. Next to me is Kayln Faye. Kayln Faye Barnowski is a Cherokee musician, fine artist, and graphic designer. She has received a BFA in graphic design from Rogers State University, an MA in graphic design and printmaking from the University of Tulsa, and is currently pursuing an MFA in printmaking from the University of Arkansas. That's amazing. She is interested in elevating awareness of the contemporary and historical Indigenous experience through creating platforms for Indigenous artists, musicians, and writers. Recently, she was awarded a grant to pursue a billboard project along the Trail of Tears to promote contemporary Indigenous artists within the tribal nations affected. Her personal work in both visual art and music is fueled by cultural survival and creating pathways to encourage future generations of Indigenous peoples. So without further ado, I invite all of you to give a warm welcome applause for our musician here tonight, Kayln Faye. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Joshua?
Jasha.
Jasha, sorry.
Yeah, it's Jay and Marsha. So
Nice.
I don't know why. Yeah. But I'm doing all right. Was on for another event that rolled longer than anticipated, but I managed to be on time. So I don't know. I just feel like time is always on my side. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm so excited that you were willing to participate in one of these live events for census participation. So if you wouldn't mind sharing why the census is important to you.
I think the census is important to me right now because for so long, Indigenous voices weren't heard and we weren't counted. And so for me, it's really important so that we are counted and we are in statistics and data. That's really important for our overall health, for our voices as well.
For sure. Yeah, that's amazing. For those of you, I kind of ran through it a little quickly because I anticipate some of you are longtime viewers. But yeah, just real quickly, the census is a population count that happens every 10 years, is mandated by our U.S. Constitution. So this is something that's been going on for quite a while. I believe 1790 was the first census year. And how do you count people? How do you count all the people within the borders of the United States and its 5 U.S. territories? Well, you have 3 ways to do it safely right now. You can go online to 2020census.gov, or you could call into the census, which is located below. You can also mail in the form that most households have received by now, although there are some areas in our state as well as the nation where you do not receive mail at your home. It might be a rural route or a P.O. box. So there are census takers who are safely dropping off the form and not necessarily engaging with you at your door, just dropping off the form at your doorstep. So if you live in one of those households, please fill out the form, complete it to its entirety, include all the babies, all the relatives, all the non-relatives. If you have visitors that were living and staying at your house on April 1st, everybody in that home needs to be included. And you do not need to be age 18 to be enlisted as head of household. In some recommendations, you could be age 12, because, for example, if you live in a home that is maybe mixed race or has some mixed ethnicity, you probably want to go ahead and list that ethnicity that is not of the majority. So if you're a white and native based home, you might go ahead and list the native nations, especially if you are benefiting from the native programming in your community. Sometimes you directly benefit if you are an enrolled citizen, and sometimes you can indirectly benefit, such as if they open some programs to the greater community, to the greater public. I know they do that where I'm at in Pawnee, and it's been really great impact for our community overall. Regardless of immigration status, so anyone who is undocumented or has an immigration status that is not a citizen, a U.S. citizen, please fill out the census. It is confidential. There is federal law that protects your information, so you're not individually pulled out. It is sent in this group count, and it's prevented from, the Census Bureau cannot share it with any law enforcement, any immigration officials, not even any housing authorities. So if you live in a house where you have 10 people and only 4 people are on the lease, you're not going to get in trouble. It's against the law to report that via the Census Bureau. So, Kaylin, would you like to share in what you're going to do for us tonight?
Yeah, I'm just going to be playing a few songs for you all from my most recent record, and then I have a few singles I haven't released, and one I just recently released that I'll play.
Perfect. Outside of hearing your songs tonight, where else can we find your music?
You can find it on any streaming platform or anywhere you want to purchase music online. So,
nice. Thank you for sharing, and go ahead.
Thanks. This first song is called Baby Don't You Worry, and it is always dedicated to my parents. Baby, don't you worry, oh, we can take it slow, dancing along, oh, to the radio. Baby, don't you worry, oh, I got no place to go, instead of dancing with you, long to the radio. And if it's easy come, then it's easily gone. Tooth and nail ain't always wrong. And if it's easy come, then it's easily gone. Might as well be gone. Baby, don't you worry, oh, if I've got the time, just as long as you promise, oh, you'll always be mine. Baby, don't you worry, oh, if you're on my mind, just as long as you promise, oh, you'll always be mine. And if it's easy come, then it's easily gone. Tooth and nail ain't always wrong. And if it's easy come, then it's easily gone. Might as well be gone. Baby, don't you worry. Oh, I know this year's been tough. Oh, the days are long and full of useless, endless stuff. So, baby, don't you worry. Oh, if I've had enough. Oh, the days are long, but you know, oh, you know I'm still in love. And if it's easy, come, and it's easy, come. Tooth and nail, and you know it is wrong. And if it's easy, come, then it's easy, come. Might as well be gone. Baby, don't you worry. Oh, we can take it slow, dancing along, oh, to the radio. Thank you guys for listening. So that song was off my the second record called Good Company, and this next song will also be off the newest record, and it is called Wait for Me. After I moved to Arkansas, or as I was about to move to Arkansas for school, I was kind of sad that I had to leave the place I've known the best for so long, and yeah, where my family's from, where I learned all my life lessons. And so this is sort of my love letter to Oklahoma. It's been great for me. Well, mama, I've been a rambling gal, and it's safe to say, ain't nothing compared to the way the wind speaks on your rolling prairie. Won't you wait for me? Won't you wait for me? When I'm lonely and tired, too tired to roam, won't you wait for me? There's diamonds in your river, there's gold on your feet. Don't cost you a thing. And when my heart is heavy, when my soul feels weak, let the stars in the summer sing. Won't you wait for me? Won't you wait for me? When I'm lonely and tired, too tired to roam, won't you wait for me? And will you miss me when I'm gone? There's just a lonesome lover's song. And will you miss me when I'm gone? There's just a lonesome lover's song. And I know I've always been looking to leave. Time is finally near, but mama, I'm gonna miss you so much. 'Cause home is always right here. Won't you wait for me? Won't you wait for me? I'm lonely and tired, too tired to roam. Won't you wait for me? Won't you wait for me? So yeah, that song is just about my love for Oklahoma, and yeah, I really appreciate all the work Jason's been doing for the census and for Oklahoma. So what up to you? I really appreciate that. This next song is called More, and it is a newer song I recently released as a single. Um, and it's sort of in response to going to school, being in a space where sometimes it feels like you're not counted. So here it goes. Oops. I could tell you how I've been, how it's going, baby. Lately I'm just trying to make it through. It's a game we've all been playing for a long time. Wanna know who told us to? It's like I'm holding on to something I can't quite explain. Seeing through a lens of rose, but I'm blue. And I'm tired before I even had a chance to fight. Wonder if you feel it too. Put your head down, do your time, just make it work. Careful what you say, careful with your words. More than checking boxes, making checks and checking in. More than a piece of paper ever says I am. I can tell you how I've been, how it's going, maybe. Lately I'm just trying to make it through. And it's a game we've all been playing for a long time. Wanna know who told us to? Wanna know who told us to? I can't hear you, Jason. Sorry.
I muted myself. Talking on mute. Yeah, I was just saying thank you for playing those songs that you played, and then just the first selection of the dedication for your parents is really, really sweet to start out with. It's I just had a question, I guess, regarding
Yeah.
like your musicianship. How long have you been either playing or writing music? Is it both, one
I,
or the other?
I didn't start playing. Sorry, I need to fix my audio really quick, I guess. Um,
For sure. If you do that, then I will shout out that for any of you that are sharing the stream, you'll be entered to win a gift card. So we are doing a giveaway. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, that we're doing a $25 gift card giveaway. And we either send that to you virtually or send that to your to the place of your residence, wherever you need us to send it. But yeah, please, any of you who are watching, share the stream, because we are here to encourage, again, census participation in Oklahoma. We are well below the national average for census self-response rates, which basically means of all the people that are sending completing census surveys, we are behind the nation. The targeted or the projection we're at right now, as far as national census participation, is in line with 2010 census, which I guess you could look at it like, oh, okay, we're on pace with 2010, but really, we were underfunded since 2010, because in Oklahoma, only 7 out of 10 households completed the survey. Census questions or the census survey itself takes maybe 10 minutes, um, depending on how you answer. Really, it's only about 7 to 9 questions, depending on if you're the head of household, and especially if you have access to the internet, or your data allows you to stream Netflix on your phone, then you can certainly do the census. So yeah, everyone who's watching, please share share this live Together Oklahoma Facebook Live event, and we will get you entered in to win a gift card potentially. Also, why wouldn't you want to share Kayln Faye's music? It's amazing. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and finish what you were saying before you had to adjust your audio.
Yeah, I didn't start playing music or writing or performing really until I was the end of my college experience. So whenever I was about 21, I had played like instruments in the past, and kind of grew up doing band, but didn't pick up guitar, didn't pick up anything until much later.
That's cool. What of your instruments you play, is guitar like the only one, or do you play other instruments as well?
Guitar's like my primary one. I grew up playing trumpet. Sometimes I play around on the keys, but really it's just guitar right now.
Perfect. I've actually am a former. I actually don't really like that term, but I am a dork. An orc dork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play orchestra back in the day, so I can read music. And played the viola. And I've actually been thinking, especially in this time that we're in and position that I'm in, I have the ability to be in my home, be here amongst my family. We've been safe, we've been healthy. It's not the same across the board, but yeah, I've been looking back, through things that I've kind of just stopped doing and wondered maybe I should get back to it. So with
Yeah.
all that said, I've been looking at acquiring a viola again, just to see, because it kind of never leaves you. Like, that rhythm is always there.
Yeah.
And then my husband's a traditional singer, so we always have, some element of music or creativity in the home. But plugging the census here, I started playing when I was in elementary school. I believe it was the 5th grade, and I played up through high school, and couldn't keep it up in high school amongst other activities I had. So, but the school provided me my instrument because at the time, my family, we really relied heavily on the public education system and what it could provide to its students, to the families, in order for us to have access to the most opportunities, to the best opportunities. So with that said, the census, once we get counted, and hopefully we're counting everybody, ensuring an accurate count, it directs the federal funding, the taxpayer dollars, to programs such as ensuring technological needs, or ensuring that students have their materials that is needed within the school system, school breakfast and lunch programs, anything really that benefits public education. And that's really important and critical when you think about the fact that we do the census once every 10 years. So if you have, a child, or a child that I don't know, maybe there's 3, maybe they're not even in the school system yet. But if we don't count them, then once they enter the school system, they'll be working with less. It'll be less. And I'm sure as much, um, I hope most people were focusing on 2018 when we had the Oklahoma teacher walkout. There's a problem with some of the public education funding, and so that's why it's so important to get counted, to make sure your communities get counted. So a little bit about me, a little bit about you, and the census.
Good job.
Yeah. So, all right. Do you feel like continuing on?
Sure. I can play a few more songs.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. Let's see here. I'm going to play a song called Long Time Coming. Oh, and it's also, a lot of my songs are about being on the road or being away from Oklahoma or being away from the space I consider home. So, or the people that I really love in that space. But this song is sort of about being on the road and leaving spaces that you feel comfortable in. But this song is called Long Time Coming. Banks of the river, mighty Arkansas, watch that water wash away things that I've lost. Smokestack in the distance, clouds follow the wind, and I could hear it calling, the road for me again. By morning I'll be gone. Lonesome heart with a lonesome song. By the evening they will say, gotta find your own, gotta find your way. It's been a long time coming, long time coming, long time coming. It's been a long time coming, long time coming, long time coming. And I watched the sky grow heavy, dark with coming storm. Felt the cold rain, longed to be reborn. And I know it ain't easy, leaving what you know. But sometimes life's around you, and miss that open road. By morning I'll be gone. Lonesome heart with a lonesome song. And by the evening they will say, gotta find your own, gotta find your way. It's been a long time coming, long time coming, long time coming. It's been a long time coming, long time coming, So that was off the new record as well. I honestly don't play a whole lot of songs off my first record as much anymore, just because you get so used to playing new songs that you forget your old songs and then they come back around. Um, this next song I'm going to play is called Spotted Bird. If you have heard my shtick about it, it is about owls. I do not like owls. That's for another conversation, but this song is about owls. Spotted bird, birds tied in the trees. Won't you come down? Won't you tell me the secrets you keep? Won't you tell me the secrets you keep? Have you seen the heavens? Have you flown to the sea? How does the moon feel as the night touches your wings? As the night touches your wings. Spotted bird, it's a quiet song you sing. You got some news I've heard. Does it have to be for me? Could you just let me be? Spotted bird, is it my time to go? Can it wait a while? Can you tell me the secrets you know? Can you tell me the answers before I go? Spotted bird, it's a quiet song you sing. You got some news I've heard. Does it have to be for me? Spotted bird, it's a quiet song you sing. You got some news I've heard. Does it have to be for me? Does it have to be for me? Could you just let me be? Thanks. Oh, I can't hear you again, Jisha.
Gonna be professional at just talking like this, miming. Yeah, no, that was an amazing set of songs. Again, your voice is really soothing. It's really pleasant. But I am going to push at you and wonder, what is it about owls?
Oh, that's like a cultural. uh, so for my family, and for a lot of Cherokee people, we believe like owls are really holy animals, but they're also sort of, the best way to describe it would be like a harbinger of death almost. Like if
Mm-hmm.
one sticks around your house for very long, it means someone's going to be ill or pass away. And so I wrote the song more out of a funny situation. There was one that landed on my family's back fence line while I was
Mm.
visiting my parents, and my dad, being native, was like, "Dude, I will not have this." And he drove to a Dollar General and bought a yellow plastic broom and just sprinted out to the fence line and had it out with his owl and fought it for like a while. And then the owl finally flew away. And so we just say my dad fought off death with a yellow plastic broom.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I come from a couple tribes where we have something regarding a caution
Mm-hmm.
around owls. On Seminole side, we call them stiginis. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of similar. I think more or less, even on the Pawnee side, they're like seen as maybe a messenger,
Yeah.
and it's usually related to yeah to potential death or some kind of need to take up the warning, depending on kind of where the owl is, if it's
Yeah.
especially if it's unusual, because they sleep
Mm-hmm.
during the day. If they're out during the day, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then also, yeah, the number of them talking. And if there's just one, it's similar to what you shared, and if there's two, then it's kind of like it's more telling to
Yeah.
how much caution you need to have. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. I just want to go ahead and talk about animals. um so, you can't count animals in the census, but there are vet clinics, there are uh, dog grooming or some kind of pet care as it relates to business. And so when you fill out the census, you're helping to shape your community's development. That includes business development. It includes marketing. The people who are attempting to open a business, you can utilize census data to see where you need to plan, how you need to plan, if it's marketable, if it's not. Um, Census also helps identify payroll rates for the area, values for the area. It does tell much regarding that aspect of business and community development. You can even go into infrastructure with roads, transportation, public transportation, especially. I know in Oklahoma, we have a lot of roads with potholes, unpaved roads. So if any of you are complaining about your routes and why don't we have the funding for somebody to come take care of this road or somebody to come take care of this bridge, well, you can certainly have an impact by completing your census and telling your friends, your family, your neighbors, your congregants, if you're worship of whatever faith, you're sharing space or you share some kind of community where you can reach out and tell people, hey, have you done the census? Well, here you go. You can go online, you can call, or if you've got the packet itself, please fill it out and return it. The thing about those packets is they're pre-stamped, so you don't even have to worry about postage. It is that accessible when it comes to filling out the census. So Kaylin, do you have, oh, cool. We have Miss Nancy
Yeah.
Moran. Hey, Nancy. I know, yeah, I know her. She's a great, great person. Uh, she says, great story. That was a bad owl, but didn't have a chance against her dad. I know I have no problem saying that word, but I'm in the
Yeah.
workspace right now. So, but yeah, we have time for a few more songs if you want to continue playing, a couple more, and then we can come on. But again, before I want to plug, please share this stream. You will be entered into winning a gift card of $25. You can use it for whatever, it's yours. Just got to share out the stream because we want people to know that the census is important, the census matters, and we need you to be counted. We do not need to cheat ourselves out of taxpayer dollars. You deserve representation for all that taxation. So thank you, Kaylin.
Yeah, thank you, Jasha. So I'm gonna play two more songs. This first one is called Fool's Heartbreak. It's about what every songwriter probably has a song about, a bad relationship they had once. Feels like I've been working hard, but I'm not sure what for. What's the point of fighting if you don't want the war? So I've been thinking of redemption. I could use a glimpse of grace, 'cause you've been on my mind, oh God, every single day. It's like I'm trying to run my demons. I've done it a time or two, but I'm lost in my mind with nowhere to run. So what am I supposed to do? Stuck in the chains of love, waiting on a different signal between hell and the heavens above. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle, stuck in the chains of love, waiting on a different signal between hell and the heavens above. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle. I've been trying to do what's right, but I can't seem to win. I've seen fire in your eyes, but lately there's nothing. So I've been waiting on the good times, I still don't have them yet. If loving you is my curse, the pain of living is my debt. It's like I'm trying to outrun my demons. I've done it a time or two, but I'm lost in my mind with nowhere to run. So what am I supposed to do? Stuck in the chains of love, waiting on a different signal between hell and the heavens above. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle, stuck in the chains of love, waiting on a different signal between hell and the heavens above. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle. It's a fool's heartbreak in the middle. Thanks. And this next song, last song I'll play, is called All Right in the End. And it's just about hoping for the best amongst some bad circumstances. I'd also like to say thank you again, Jasha, for having me. Thank you for letting me be a part of this and letting me sing my songs. And I hope that everyone fills out their census and gets represented. Well, it's been a long time since I felt the wind move, strong and swift like a river's current, cool like the prairie moon, cool like the prairie moon. And the train's been humming, sweet familiar tune. Now I've been humming my own song. It reminds me of you. It reminds me of you. And the stars, they're shining over Tulsa. Gold in the night, I'm shrouded in blue. Oh, the stars, they're shining over Tulsa. And I hope that they're shining over you too. And the days are heavy, like a farmer I reap what I sow. But the goodness around me could break all the levees. Then why do I feel I must go? Then why do I feel I must go? And I can't make up my mind. I keep leaving things undone, like the sun through the leaves, like a brisk autumn breeze. There's hope when the morning does come. There's hope when the morning does come. And the stars, they're shining over Tulsa. Golden night, I'm shrouded in blue. Oh, the stars, they're shining over Tulsa. And I hope that they're shining over you too. We're all dreaming about something or someone till life closes in. Ain't it funny how things seem to work out alright in the end? Alright in the end.
I'm just kidding. I got it fixed. No, thank you. Thank you so much for that last set of songs. That's it's again, it's real chill. I like the vibe. It's an honor to have you here, being that you are an Oklahoma treasure, if you will. A live musician, getting your voice out there, sharing your story. Um, Storytellers are amazing, so I always have a lot of respect for anybody who can figure out how to tell it, how to convey it, how to express it. Um, you mentioned, or it was mentioned in your bio, that you're a Cherokee Nation citizen, and I just didn't know if you had any thought to how that has impacted. Um, I don't know, maybe your life in the connection to the census. Tribes rely on census data, and if there's anything in particular that you can think of to best express to your relatives, to your community from Cherokee Nation.
Yeah, I would just say fill it out. It's so important to be represented in this data. It's so important to be represented for healthcare, for education. I know just from this funding, it's helped me like with some financial problems I had while going to school. The nation was able to help support me. I was able to apply for a lot of stuff through them. And yeah, I think it's more important than ever now, especially through this pandemic, to make sure you're represented, just because you never know what's going to happen. And yeah, that's what I have.
Right. Yeah, it's truly an interesting and unusual time, to say the least. Thinking about like some of the great initiatives, public health initiatives that Cherokee Nation has done, not just for the citizens, but even for the communities that they're grounded
Mhm.
in, or that surrounds them, living in their
Mhm.
tribal jurisdiction. Thinking about the hospitals, and even just the U.S. public health officials who have been helping to guide your governmental officials and how Cherokee Nation is going to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. And,
Mhm.
that's definitely crucial when you think about the census itself. Is it does help to plan for hospitals, clinics. It ensures resources, how the federal funds need to be directed, especially in thinking about what is going to best protect our communities, and making sure that we have the necessary materials for our medical staff, PPE, just funding in general. So again, we don't want to cheat our communities out of federal dollars that we are paying into. So please complete your census. And any final remarks you have for us, Kaylin Faye, maybe plug any of your socials or any upcoming work. How about
Well, first of all, let's say thank you for letting me participate in this. And it
it?
was so nice to meet you through this as well.
Yeah.
It's really great to see like Indigenous people working and doing this and like making it as visible. I really appreciate that. Um, and you can find my music on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, whatever you want to find it on, you can find it on. I'll do another live stream tomorrow night with live at Kane's. And yeah, I'm excited. That'll be fun. Other than that, I'm laying pretty low, trying to keep it safe for my family and friends. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to purchase it, you can also go to hortonrecords.org.
That was Horton Records.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. iTunes is accessible for me, so I'm definitely gonna look at more of these songs. Yeah, just again, an honor to have you, and thank you to all of you in the audience. I did get word we have a winner, Nancy Moran. You are the winner recipient of the $25 gift card. So if you could message our page, either your email if you want a virtual card, or your physical address, so we can get one mailed out to you soon. Um, with that, we actually have our own event tomorrow night. I'm going to plug here again, 6 o'clock p.m. Um, on this page, on our Twitter, and on our YouTube at Together Oklahoma, we are hosting, or Together OK, we are hosting Choctaw Nation. Their jurisdiction resides, or covers a part of our state that has historically been undercounted, underrepresented in the census data, and has had to deal with a number of underfunding concerns and issues. And so we're going to host another original Oklahoma artists and speak with Choctaw Nation's Complete Count Committee regarding their census efforts and what it looks like for Southeast Oklahoma tomorrow night. Sorry if that interferes with your vacation, but it was, so good to have you. And yeah, join us tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Thank you.